Hi everybody, my name is Ultra and welcome to Ultra Luck ASMR. Today I'll be playing some Grim Dawn and I'm going to be working on a shaman build and there'll be quite a bit of exposition in this video as this is my first ASMR video. So there's a couple things I want to go over. But yeah, I'll be working on a shaman. I haven't played with that class yet. But I've seen a couple things, and there are a couple of things we'll try out, so that is the basic intent of this video. So I'll go ahead and get started. Now, I don't know how well my voice lends itself to ASMR, so this is a bit of a test. For anyone who does end up watching this, just let me know what you think. I personally prefer the soft-spoken ASMR videos. So that's what I will be using for this. I do enjoy my whispers, but definitely soft-spoken is what I prefer, as it does more for me personally. As far as ASMR goes, I have been a avid ASMR watcher or listener since about 2009, but it actually goes quite a bit earlier than that. My like a lot, I think, well, I didn't realize how common this was until later, but definitely there were two main things that started it for me. I guess three. Going back to when I was a kid, I don't personally remember this, but my mom used to tell me that I was used to need music to fall asleep to. So, and I used to have like a cassette player in my room, and she used to say that I would wake up and switch the tape to the other side, and then I would finally fall asleep. So it probably stems from that. I do remember listening to a lot of music, like in early middle school, early high school days. But yeah, Bob Ross was a big starting point for me. I remember watching him as a kid, and I don't remember it putting me to sleep or anything like that. I just remember watching it because I just really enjoyed watching him do magic in 30 minutes. And then in high school, I remember there was this hour-long instructional video he put out, and they had it at my local library. And I remember watching that a lot, and actually that's when I first remember falling asleep to it. And I remember ripping the audio and putting it on an MP3 player I had, and that was the first time like I actively would fall asleep to that. And I'll return to Bob Ross here in a second, but I remember the other big one that I remember is actually from Napoleon Dynamite, of all things. Me and my dad loved that movie, and I remember working on I think I was working on a school project or something in high school, but I found a website that had a bunch of sound clips from the movie, and I got them all. And there's one scene in that movie that is very, very intentionally meant for ASMR. It's a photo shoot session, and the girl character is trying to get her model to kind of relax and calm down a bit. So she does this very ASMR scene where she asks him to imagine, waves or like clouds or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But I remember listening to that all the time. And that was another one of my first ASMR experiences, because I didn't even know what ASMR was at the time. I just remember the tingling sensation that I really liked. And so I watched that all the time. And it's kind of funny. I watched a compilation of ASMR style scenes in movies, and that was featured in one, so that put a big smile on my face. And then it was right around 2009, going back to Bob Ross. I was actually trying to find some more Bob Ross videos to watch, because I'd exhausted the 1 hour special of audio that I had. And I did find some. He wasn't on YouTube yet. He wasn't on YouTube till like 2014, 2015. But I do remember there were like clips, like 10-minute clips from episodes that were on YouTube for a while, and I watched those. But I ended up finding like whole episodes on like this Chinese video service. Um, but then I couldn't find him anymore for a while. I remember searching for him and ended up finding like hypnosis videos and these relaxation videos. Um, it was a little weird at first because it was a lot of just straight whispering. Um, and But they did help, even though I'm not 100% on board with whispering. Like I do enjoy it. I guess it just depends on my mood and who's doing the whispering and if I get any triggers from it. But I believe the first ASMR YouTuber that I was like subscribed to and watching all the time, I believe it was she's not active anymore, but I believe it was Glistening Whisper. And then that went eventually become like gentle whispering and visual sounds, and now I've got like hundreds that I have in rotation, and I'm always looking for new AIM artists to support and subscribe. But I've never done it before. Never created it before. I've always wanted to, but I never thought. We'll see. Didn't think I had the voice for it. You know, I'm not much of an actor, so I didn't think I could ever do role plays. But I have noticed an upward trend in just ASMR gaming videos, which I do enjoy a lot. So I thought I'd give this a try. I think the first gaming-related ASMR video that I had watched was by, I believe it was Crystal Whispers. I believe it was her Fallout New Vegas gameplay, and I enjoyed that one a lot. Now, for those who don't know, if it hasn't been obvious for the last few minutes, Grim Dawn is an isometric action RPG like Diablo, and it's a style of game that I enjoy a ton. I don't play these to the extent that a lot of people do. I do enjoy min-maxing, but I don't pour hundreds and thousands of hours into any of these games. And mainly I don't have that kind of time. But that's a lot for one game, and I like variety. So I've played most of these. They'll start with Diablo, which I've actually never played the original Diablo. I've played a little bit of Diablo 2. Diablo 3, I remember not really liking vanilla. Well, I wouldn't say not like, because I got that game when it first came out. This is going to take a minute. I don't have a two-handed weapon yet. I'm not taking too much damage. I should be fine. Cool. And I will use my level ups here in a second. But yeah, Diablo 3, I remember liking the Witch Doctor a lot, but it wasn't until like a little after Loot 2.0 came out. Then I went back and played Demon Hunter and then really ended up enjoying it. And then I went back and did the Reaper of Souls expansion, but I haven't played it since. I know they've added a lot more content. They've added the Necromancer class. But I think that the two action RPGs I played the most are definitely Torchlight 2, which is an awesome game, and the modding definitely kept me playing that game for a very, very, very long time. And the other one is actually Marvel Heroes. I'm a big Marvel fan, and even though that game had a rough start and saying it had a rough ending is a bit of an understatement. But when the game like started getting good, the train kept going. They kept adding some really good stuff. They had made leveling a lot more enjoyable, a lot more endgame content, and it was a blast from like I'd say right before they updated to Marvel Heroes 2015, and then up right before Omega. Like I was playing very frequently. I'd say my two favorite, well, I've got a few, but my favorite characters in that game were like Iron Man, Human Torch, and, well, on paper, I really, really like Doctor Strange. He's not someone I maxed his level out. He's not someone that I took into in-game content, but I just loved how in depth of a character he was, and how I remember. I might be remembering this incorrectly, but with Doctor Strange, you can actually like go into some of the game's configuration files and put a set a custom hotkey so you could switch between your two bars here, because you needed two bars to play Strange efficiently. In the end game content, controlling his all the different clones and all the different spells that you could do, and it was a lot of fun. I really liked how complex he was. But Iron Man and Human Torch, those were my main two, mainly because I love ranged DPS, area of effect characters. Human Torch was the first character I got to level 60, so kind of special. It made me really sad what happened to that game and with the development team, and I know some people got out of there okay. I know some of the people that made all the magic happen, that they got out before it got really bad. So hopefully they'll go on to do something cool. Ooh, what did I get? Oh, a short sword. So when it comes to Grim Dawn, this is the most recent one I've been playing. I'm playing this, and I have been playing a bit of Path of Exile, which I have I do have a lot of fun with Path of Exile, but I'm not the biggest fan of its trading system, and the fact that it's always online. It's kind of caused some performance issues, which took me out of the game a bit. I would like to revisit and try a couple builds, because I do like the massive passive tree, as well as the socketing system's pretty cool. I just wish you got skills a little more frequently. Not that I'm very far in the game. I think I'm on like Act 3 or 4 of that game. But it seems I only get skill drops from main quests. At least that's the way it seems so far. But with Grim Dawn, I really, really like the dual class system. Each tree on its own is actually pretty expansive, and then like getting a second class to both supplement your weaknesses or like boost or add focus to what you want to do with the class is really, really fun. I do really enjoy the Necromancer. Was the first class I played, and that combined with the Cultist was very, very powerful. And then the most recent one I did a Purifier class, which is the Inquisitor and a Demolitionist. And I wasn't really sold on the Inquisitor at first. Inquisitor is basically a dual pistol. It's got a lot of like runes, like it can set little runes on the ground that explode, or hold a rune out in front of it and cast and like have a flamethrower basically. But it actually ended up become currently my favorite class in the game, because of its main passive tree, where you get Gunslinger, which gives you the ability to dual wield pistols, which is not something you can do normally in the game. Do I have pants? Oh, I do have pants. No, at least for now, till I get my other. Wait, is that two-handed? That is two-handed. Perfect. But it gives you these like on-hit passives where you can, with all the elements, where you can shoot a ball of fire or like a stream of lightning or an ice bolt, and I really, really like on-hit procs. I guess in this case it's on attack procs. Once you max those out, it gives you like a 20% chance for any of those to happen at a time. So I just had a lot of fun with that dual wielding, and that combined with some of the demolitionist um, skills like fire touch, vindictive flame, and fire strike, it becomes a really, really fun ranged build. It's really squishy, so you have to put in a lot of your devotion into resistances, and definitely put your focus on gear that gives you better resistances. But I still had a lot of fun with it, and I just recently cleared, I guess, the main story. I haven't done Ashes of Malmouth yet with it. I decided to just go ahead and jump into Elite first, so I'm on my Elite playthrough with that. Let's take a look at the skills. Oh, yes, I forgot to mention, I am modding right now. I'm currently using the Smashing Apocalypse, I believe that's what it's called, which is a combination mod that combines Smash and Grab with a Necromancer rework, which I haven't tried yet, as well as the Cataclysm mod. It combines all three of those and sort of balances them together. Smash and Grab originally gives you a few more points on level up, a few more attribute points, and just makes the leveling a bit quicker, as well as makes getting loot a little quicker. And then what they did to balance that in here is that you do get a few more points at the beginning of the game. I think it's like levels 1 through 25, and then it slowly balances down as you get to the end game levels. And I think it curves the experience you get as well. It getting you more at the beginning, and then slowly scaling that back. The Cataclysm mod does a bunch of things, but as you can see, it gives 8 new classes, which are all really well thought out for the most part. I really like the Stalker. The Void Caller is okay. I do like the Paragon, and the Druid's a lot of fun. Really good support class if you were going to take that online. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the Shaman. This right here is going to be our bread and butter. We can set it as our default attack, and then just let it proc all the time. So go. I do need that though. So yeah, we'll take this up to 10, so I can get at least a point. Oh no, I can't do that one yet. Do need brute force. Okay, I'll grab one, and then yeah, I'm definitely want to take at least 1 point to that. Devouring Swarm is good too. I see. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, I see. Okay. So I'll take that, that. Oh, okay, I see. So it just lets us use it more often. What does this do? When used as your default weapon attacks, savagery can increase the intensity of your attacks with every strike, building up charges. So this one can be used as basic attack. It's not a default weapon attack enhancer and cannot trigger effects such as feral hunger. Okay, so we'll just take this as a right click then, and just gives us the ability to use it more often. We'll take this. Okay. Just swirling wind devil that lifts rocks and debris in the air, battering foes and rending with the horsepower of the elements. We'll put 1 point of this, give it a shot, and put 2 in there. Okay. I'm just kind of trying things out right now. So this can be savagery, and then strike. Do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's try that out. Okay, nothing else I need right now. Cool. So I don't know what I'm going to take as a secondary class right now. I'll take a look and see, because I know that Primal Strike does invoke like electric damage, I believe. So I'll have to see what takes the most advantage out of that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get up to the cave now. We got Burial Hill and finish our first mission. Oh my goodness, that does a ton. And I am playing on normal right now. There are technically 5 difficulty levels in this game: normal, veteran, elite, ultimate, and hardcore. Hardcore is sort of like a kind of like an extra game mode almost. Just makes it so that I think it scales some of your defenses back, and it's kind of making you forced to focus more on your resistances and building in that. But also, if you die, your character's done, like forever. You'd have to start over from scratch. Veteran is kind of a weird one. It's kind of like a normal hard mode, quote unquote. And it's unlocked from the beginning of the game, and it kind of just makes mobs bigger and more intensive. It also kind of makes the process a bit more tedious, getting through mobs and getting to where you want to be, because ultimately the main goal of the game is to go into the elite and then ultimate difficulties, to get max level and to get max gear. And so veteran just seems like a difficulty you don't need, because you don't need to go beyond veteran to unlock elite. You can just do it on normal. And elite and ultimate are kind of like prestiges in a lot of other games. Once you select elite difficulty, you will start at the beginning of the game with everything that you had before you select the elite difficulty, and then just kind of continue playing the game from the beginning forward, just with everything you had in a harder difficulty level. Ooh, level 6. Okay, so we're getting close to level 10. Sweet. Let's see. Just pick up everything except for the shield. So veteran doesn't really do anything for you. It's a difficulty level, and it's a lot quicker and more intuitive to just start on normal, get to a certain point in the game where you have a comfortable amount of gear and skills, and then just select elite from there, get to another certain point in the game, and then do ultimate. You can also level through the Crucible, which I haven't bought yet, but I have seen some gameplay of it, and it's basically like a Coliseum mode, and you can level up through there. And it's good endgame content for kind of TTK and TT Lil and all that kind of stuff, sort of like an arcade mode kind of. So we are at a good point where I can talk about another one of my favorite parts of this game. I think I've got to go. Okay, here we go. The devotion tree. So with this devotion tree is basically kind of like a universal tree. It isn't shared between characters, but every character has the same tree. And it's this, not necessarily as like massive like Path of Exiles, but it is a big skill passive tree. With all some unique caveats to it. So whenever you see these shrines, these ruined shrines, you can go up to them, and they will either ask for an offering, or they will trigger sort of a wave or two of enemies to fight through. And by doing one of those two things, you cleans it, and it gives you some devotion points, which are used to get unique passives, just some basic buffs. We'll take a look here. So devotion. So I just got 3 devotion points. So you start with the crossroads with each of these colors. Each of these ones have a specific requirement. So this rat, to start the rat, you need at least 1 in red, which is right there. So you select that, this will become available, then you can start working that. And the more red you have, like if I highlight these, it'll show you what's red, green, yellow, blue. And those will sort of start. And each constellation, each node gives you a different bonus. And all of these sort of glowing nodes will give you a kind of essentially a unique proc. So this one gives Aether Fire, 50% on attack, and you get to select what ability you would like it to proc on. So I could, if I unlocked this, I could set it to my Primal Strike. So my Primal Strike would have a 15% chance of triggering the Aether Fire, which is a small burst of Aether Fire erupts at your opponent's feet. So pretty useful. Actually, that one might be decent. I've never used Tsunami, so I don't actually know how good that one is. But if I scroll out here, there's a lot that you can unlock. I know I'm eventually going to want to do this guy because I like his passive a lot. As well as... Which one is it? This one's good, but this one, oh no, that's for... Oh no, that is for two-handed melee. Okay, and this one... That's a defensive one. Yeah, the defensive ones are up top. A lot of the magical offensive ones are down here. I thought there was another electric one. This one's fire. Yeah, that's the earth fissure. This one's fire. Oh, that's the Hydra is the ranged weapon. Which I might actually go with two-handed ranged on this once I find something good. So yeah, we'll start with this guy. We'll start with the imp. So we'll get blue. Yeah, blue. So we'll get 1 blue and get a couple here. Perfect. Okay, so we just completed this. Another nice thing about this game is that you have a personal portal. Opens up here. And this can take you to any waypoint you have unlocked. And the super nice thing about it, so let's say I didn't have enough for that shrine, but I knew where to get an Aether Crystal. I could open a portal, like I have here, right next to the shrine, and I could go somewhere, get the Aether Crystal I needed, go back to a waypoint, and as long as I don't open another personal portal, I can go right back to that one I left off on, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and talk to the captain here.
Attacks have slowed and their numbers are thinning. I take that as a sign that you've dealt with the source? A creature is doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing. I need some time to plan our strategy. In the meantime, there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors.
really like his voice. Hopefully the capture picked that up nicely. Level 7. How many points do I have? Oh, I do have 10 points. So let's go ahead and put 5. And I'll put 1, 2, 3. 4. Put another point there. Okay. I actually really like this tree by itself a lot, and there's other things like he's got a stun, he's got a summon, he's got an electric totem, and then his exclusive skills. Yeah, I really like this tree a lot. This tree just seems to be kind of like just bash people over the head with a two-handed weapon. Oh yeah, I gotta go find your brother. Oh, so one of the things I could check, I could see if there's anything in my shared stash that I could use. Oh my goodness, okay. I don't think there's anything here I can use. Let's see, I'll definitely take all my ether crystals. Open that up. I'll go ahead. I don't need any of those. Are there any two-handed weapons here? That's level 55. It's gonna be forever before I get that. What you? One-handed. Doesn't look like it. What potions do I have? Oh, I could use these. Oh, these must be part of Cataclysm. 15,000 experience? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could I just, like, boost my character right now? Wow, I could totally, like, level up a bunch right now. I had no idea. Yeah, there's some money. Do I want to do that? I don't know how much experience it's going to get me. In the Cataclysm mod, enemies do scale with your level. So I might put myself in a bad position, but it might be worth it if I can get any of my extra gear here. Yeah, let's give this a try. Let's see how many levels I can get with these potions. Cool. There's some attribute points, skill points. Oh my goodness. Level 20. 21. 23. Level 25, just like that. Wow. Oh, Sonic Seal. Let's see. Okay, so now... Let's see, can I equip anything? Anything here I can equip? Doesn't look like it. Well, that's gonna be necessary. Oh, that'll be useful. It's a little bit better. I don't see anything else I can use. No. I think that's all a little out of my league. Okay. Well, that was fun. Let's take a look and see. What class do I go with? Maybe the druid? Let's take a look. Hive Queen. Summon. Buffs me up. It's not bad. What are my other passives here? Increases poison and vitality resistance. Plus energy. So he's very defensive, like a support class. Which, he's got a lot of good buffs. Doesn't do anything for my offense though, so it'd really be only if I'm kind of like what if I would do if I take the soldier, but I think the soldier might actually have more for my offense and defense overall. Mercenary allows me to dual wield anything. Poison cloak. I don't know. Let's see. No, not the Archmage. I don't. Unless there's anything lightning based for me. Increased experience gain. Oh, that's not bad, but I'd have to be. I could put 20 points in that if I wanted. Missile. This is all elemental damage. If I really wanted to go elemental, this might be the best class for me. Oh. If you hear the rustling of a bag, my bunny is eating some pretzels out of a bag. But she finished them all, so now she's just playing with the bag. How about this one? Doesn't look like there's a lot for me in this tree. This is fire and ice. Lots of good passives. Ooh, that's a good ability. A lot of area of effect. Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, I actually like this one a lot. I would use a lot of the skills I don't normally use with the Necromancer. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go Necromancer. Let's put 15 points in that. Get that. And we'll get so yeah, use defense abilities. We'll use Drain. Put some points of this. Okay. Go back into Shaman. Go ahead and max out Brute Force. And our... I'll take this up to 25. So I'll just go ahead and max out this tree here, because that's what we're going to be using the most. I've got 10 points left. We'll power up our summon. Get some more defense. And boost this up. Okay. So we've got Pact, Devouring Swarm, Summon, and then we'll go Bind, Drain, and Binding. So I'm a Shaman Necromancer. I forget what the name of it is. Alright. Well, that's where I will stop this video for now. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more, just let me know. I'm happy to do some more of these. These are pretty fun, chill, especially since the time that I record this, I really can't get away with talking very loudly. So let me know what you think of my soft-spoken voice. If you'd like me to change anything, just let me know. Alright guys, thank you very much.